Telcos are becoming increasingly anxious to improve communication and collaboration between the traditional standards development bodies such as ETSI and the open source community. Whilst each side has its own agendas and goals, they both agree on the need for an improved cooperation relationship. I spoke to ETSI Director General Luis Romero to discover what's happened in the months since it signed an MOU with the Linux Foundation and what we can expect in the future.
More connected IGs in respect to open source have been already working with specific projects in Linux Foundation, and the point is that they're picking on a specific solution. So Linux Foundation projects are already developing following the standard that, for instance, we were listening today, NFB have developed. And then the point is that because those communities are working together, they can learn from the developments and implement if there's anything missing in the standard. So I think that's a very good example of this closed cycle between standards and open source. And we're trying to extend that to several of the other ISGs. So ZSM is probably the next one that's coming to push on that, or MEC will also be working on that line. The MOU actually, it's like a blanket cover to allow all of our groups, if they so wish, to get a link to this community. So basically what we do is we have this blanket cover and then we have an annex where we specify all the groups that could like to have a relationship with. And basically what the MOU is giving is legal coverage of what you can do, what you cannot do or should not do in order to keep everybody clean and on the same page.
The need for faster completion of standards is one that ETSI is actively addressing. But whilst parts of the process could be optimised, such as a shorter development and implementation cycle, other aspects are more difficult.
On the development cycle itself, we have to do a lot to improve the process, but the process is quite slim right now. We can also improve how we move and shorten cycles from development to implementation to development, and then learn quicker on what's going not so well. But at the end of the day, the longest time takes to get people to agree. So how you bring people to the room, and the more people, the better, to have a more solid and consistent solution. But the more people you bring to the table, the more difficult it is to get them to consensus. And that's fundamental to get, at the end of the day, a product out in the marketplace. And that's what takes time, getting people to agree and to come together to a solution.
Heather Kirksey, VP for Community and Ecosystem Development at the Linux Foundation, added that a number of open source projects are already starting to take advantage of this collaboration agreement.
The ONAP community is implementing some of the ETSI NFV SOL specifications in some of the ONAP modules. We also have had some discussions around, we have co-located testing events in the past, and we're sort of talking about the possibility of doing that again. And then we've done a lot of work also around collaborating on testing initiatives between OPNFV and ETSI as well.